You're a good dog. It has been a tough couple of days with these snakes. I started out, um, I started out essentially just, scaring them off. And then it got to the point where you, no matter how much you scare them off, they just come back. So it's like I need to move, and I did. I got up this morning, and because it was so cold, I almost thought, oh, this is such a beautiful place. Because it's so cold, they won't come back out. No big deal. And sure enough, as soon as I moved my foam footer to kind of move the boat around, there's a snake underneath that. And so I'm like, okay, I need a beach where I can see the whole thing. So I went to my normal cove. I'm back at my place where I have my little beach where River and Cricket run in. It's like a peninsula. And we can play fetch, and I can see from the boat the whole thing with no vegetation on it. Um, so I feel way more comfortable over here. We're going to get 20-mile-an-hour wind though, which is kind of, it's kind of the thing that's going to happen. Um, and now, the longer I've stayed in this houseboat, the more comfortable I am with the wind. Just get to the right place and tie up. So, yeah. A couple of people have asked me what my plans are between, the houseboat, the property, and the sailboat. In my mind, Cricket doesn't like the sailboat. I feel like she's happy on it, but when I compare her life to this houseboat or in the RV, she doesn't have much of a life in comparison. That bothers me. So I'm debating now whether I'm going to go spend 6 months with her on that boat and just have her fight through it, or whether I'm going to wait to use a sailboat till I don't have a cat. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But I am on the fence about building the tiny house, mainly because there's a lot of tax ramifications when you. Right now, I have no taxes on that property. I mean, living on that property with my RV is $7 a year, and the more you put on it, the more property value goes up. But there are people in my neighborhood that have, you guys have seen, have some really cool tiny houses, and they don't pay that much taxes. So I need to just kind of look into that. I have an episode coming out this evening that is talking about turning this houseboat, turning houseboats into some kind of rental thing where people could spend the weekend on a shanty boat on an island. In my mind, I would like to have someone, give someone a map and have them kayak out to an island and find this boat sitting out there and rent it for a week and then kayak back when you're done using it. So we'll see. I have a bunch of that stuff coming out tonight. Um, but the main thing is, I wanted everyone to know that I didn't stay on that beach. I'm not. The minute I started seeing snakes, I never let River back out. I put him in the dinghy and I took him to this beach to walk him and to play frisbee. Uh, yeah, I just don't want. I don't want the drama of something like that happening. For the most part, I live a very drama-free life, and good day, Self-Reliance. Good to see you there, bud. Um, so when something like that happens, there's no, my day changes and my mood changes, and I end up, like you saw me. How many swear words did I use in the last 3 videos? And I'll go months without swearing. It's kind of funny. So I just want to kind of check in with you guys and let you know everything's safe and everything's moving, and take a look at the episode tonight that's going to come out. I'm going to start doing a little more live broadcasting when I'm building and when I'm doing stuff on the property. So if you guys want to just check in while I'm building something and just basically see it almost like a live view of what we're doing, I'm going to start doing that. I've seen a lot of people a lot of people like the real time stuff where you actually know what the person's doing right now and the weather that's happening right now. There's a lot of people who do videos where they upload on Sundays, and YouTube kind of likes that um, format. I think they just know where to fit them and how to fit them and stuff like that. I I haven't really I've never really tried to do that. I try to do one episode a week for a long time, and that got to where I just, no one knew where I was or what I was doing. And the main reason I'm on YouTube is so my friends and family know what I'm doing and where I'm at and if I'm safe. So um, I don't necessarily think being behind times or what have you would work for my type of site, for my type of show. I have seen, I follow a bunch of couples doing the Great Loop. When I was moving my sailboat down here, I met about 20 different boats with people on them that were doing the journey. Most of the time, there's two people, the husband and wife. Sometimes there's four people on one crew. Mainly, I mean, people don't like to drive their boat for 8 hours and sit in the driver's seat the whole time, so it's extremely rare that you see one person in the boat driving for the loop. Um, and I think that following them and meeting them, I see that they're amazed with this area and they like this area. And a lot of the other stuff that they are putting, they're running their boats and running motors. I see people point out Florida and the Keys and Bahamas, and I see people pointing out the Great Lakes, and I've done the Great Lakes. So um, I kind of feel like that's not something I would ever do. I don't think I'd ever run a motor for 8 hours a day for 6 months straight. I'm more of a minimalist than that. Like, I'm not even thinking of the environmental side of running a motor that long, but just the concept of putting that much money into some one thing. Running a motor for 8 hours a day for 6 months, I can't do it. Like, I just couldn't do it. It's too much money. So, yeah. Hmm. What's today? Let's see real quick here. Wednesday, Thursday. Do you guys think live episodes need to be during times that people aren't mainly working? So I have 72 different time zones, 72 different countries watching my channel, and I'm coming up on 900,000 views. So if someone was to do something live, does that affect the time zone? Would that matter? Hey Steve, I just saw your comment. Okay, so I've lived 2 winters. Steve was asking if I would insulate the boat. Um, I've lived 2 winters in the boat without insulating it. I have never spent one summer in this boat. I believe the summer is going to make me want to insulate it. So, yeah. My problem with insulating is I really like the wood look of the boat. I like, if you look at, yeah, everything's just, it looks wood. And as soon as you put in that pink insulation, that means you'd have to put another layer of wood over that. Um, so I've hesitated. But I strongly feel if you're gonna stay in the house and turn on an air conditioner, you'd want that air conditioner to cycle on and off. And if you have no insulation, the air conditioner is gonna run constant. I did not have problems with winter with the heater running constant. I didn't burn through a lot of diesel or anything crazy. But I strongly believe that when I'm here for summer, I'll have a different view of that. So that will be a project I do. The other cool thing, that people haven't talked about is I kind of want to extend the deck. I want to have railings that come out, and then when you're at an island or when you're just fishing or whatever, the railing would fold out and be a 3-foot extension to the deck going forward and on the sides of the boat. I literally really feel like you could have an entire fence running along the side of the boat that just hangs down on 2 chains, and you end up having a 3-foot runway along the side of the boat when it's anchored or when it's on the beach, you know. Um, Plus, I've never had a problem with Cricket and River getting off the boat. This was the first time where there were animals that made me want them not to get off the boat. So it would be great to have a fence around the front of the deck where I could leave the door open and the animals can't just jump right off. So that would be another interesting thing. 1/4-inch oak veneer plywood can look really good. 1/4-inch oak veneer. Okay, I know what you're talking about. And it doesn't weigh a lot. And it'd be easy to cut to slide into all these places. Yeah. I don't think it's something that, I don't think it's going to be cost preventative. I think it'll pay for itself in gas by not running the air conditioner. I also think it would. I think you're right. Or I could even do those cedar flooring, the little patch cedar flooring where you could really make the inside of the boat look less shanty boaty, and more like a library, I mean, that's a whole other option. I had someone talk about not having a window next to the driving seat, and I wanted to, hey Matthew, thanks for checking in on us. I appreciate it. Mount Rush, Virginia. It's got to be gorgeous weather out there too. I'm also thinking of adding a couple of windows. I kind of want to put a window in the bathroom in the back, so when you could look out the bathroom when you're looking at, but I don't know how practical that is. I like the idea of insulating the roof is where I would start, and I think that's the easiest thing to do because you could just and it would be done. I feel like there are spaces that I couldn't get the insulation, like behind the console here, where let's say I went and insulated everything. At the end of the day, in the winter, the cold air would come through the console no matter what, so it would be a waste. But I don't think hot sun comes through like that. I feel like it heats up the wall, Rainy, cold, and 61. Pretty much that's what's here, brother. Rainy, cold, and 61. You know what, though? I'll take cold. It's going to be 38 degrees tonight, and that means the snakes are going away and all the bugs are going away, so I'll be able to just relax without putting on bug spray. So I'm excited about that. Excited. I did meet. Yeah, so Backroads back. Yeah, me and Brenton don't get along, so I don't talk about that very much on my channel. We did meet each other and we don't get along, so that's pretty much where I leave that. I'll tell you right now, just because if you have one thing in common with a person like a shanty boat or something, it doesn't mean you have very much else in common with them. So, yeah. I pretty much try not to bring anything negative into my day or my channel, so I'll just leave that at that. James River, Vermont. God bless. You guys are so nice. It's crazy to me that there are people around the world that wish good, good on me and River and Cricket. That's really just an amazing thing. I've had a lot of conversations with people in Russia, Australia, South America. A lot of people, because my dog is Australian cattle dog, I get a lot of comments from Australia and a lot of people watching from Australia. So, yeah, Virginia. People in Maine. One of my friends grew up in Maine, and I think it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. And there are a lot of people who follow me from Maine too. So, and I think that's just a lot of lakes and a lot of houseboating, and that's kind of why they find me, Yeah. Thank you, Matthew. Uh-oh. Troublemaker came on. Red's on. Shanna's on. Now I got nervous. Funny. So, yeah, I just wanted everyone to know that I took the pets to a safer place. I also, what was one of the interesting things that happened, stop it, Shannon. One of the interesting things that happened during that process was I started to just kind of calm down with it, and the last 3 snakes I saw, I set my tripod up on the front of the boat and I did really detailed. I followed the snake with the camera and kind of did almost a nature, like a Nat Geo thing, where I wasn't interacting with the snake in any way, and I was just watching what it did, climbing up the branches. And then I went online and I wanted to make sure I was identifying them, so I started using the um, Google Lens to take pictures of them and make sure I was talking about the right snakes. I don't know if necessarily every snake that I'm looking at I think is the right snake, but I feel that if I pretend that they're all poisonous or venomous, I'm better off that way. So, kind of is what it is. Yeah. This is pretty much what you do when you live in the woods all by yourself on an island, is you sit around and you think, and you hear this tick. The tick is my diesel heater. Sounds like a clock. Tick, tick, tick. And if you turn it up, it turns louder. And if you turn it down, it almost goes away. My refrigerator doesn't make any noise. In all of the places that I live, whether it's on a boat or in the RV, the refrigerators make the most noise. I don't know if people realize that, but when you don't live in a house and you can't sleep somewhere away from a refrigerator, they are noisy. But propane refrigerators don't make any noise, which is another reason to have a propane refrigerator. Yeah. Matthew's 60 and is retired and lives off grid in a cabin. I would say there will be a point in my life where I understand that being in a boat is not going to be feasible. Like walkers and wheelchairs and stuff. So at some point you're going to have to stay on land. Yeah. A lot of people say, I'm going to die on my boat. Or if I get to the point where I can't sail anymore, I'm going to jump off my boat and that'll be the end of me. I don't feel that way, because in reality, if you watch me, most of the time I spend on my boat is not on my boat. I usually take it somewhere naturey and spend my time in nature. So I could see living in a cabin pretty easily. But I would kayak, I think, or canoe every day. When I lived on land, I used a boat a lot. Yeah, kind of interesting. So, what are you doing, buddy? You being a good boy? Yeah? This is River's nap time. He wakes me up early and runs around and then goes back to bed. On my bed. See him? He's a good boy. He's a good dog. Well, I appreciate you guys all tuning in and saying hi, especially so you can. So on live, I don't know if you guys have ever done live or if any of you have channels. YouTube shows me the number of people watching. It doesn't show me who's watching, and then it shows me the comments. So if anyone has questions or whatever, that comes up. So 14 people are watching right now. A couple of people just dropped off now that they said how many people are watching. That's funny. And then and then if you don't comment, no one even knows who's watching or anything like that. So it's kind of a cool. I think it's a cool feature. The other really cool feature I wish I had in my entire life that YouTube has is hide user. What's up, Tommy? Nice to see you, buddy. Is hide user. So if you guys notice, I'm a channel that if you read all my comments, you can sit down and read every comment of every video of mine, and you'll never find someone swearing or being rude, because I hit a button and that person disappears. They're gone. They can never comment on my channel again. And not only that, but it deletes all of their comments on other videos before. Just gets rid of them. How awesome would it be if you had a button like that for like hide my ex-boss? You know what I mean? Yeah. So That's one thing I didn't used to do. That I used to kind of just comment on everyone's comment and interact with everybody. At this point, when someone says something mean, I just hit hide and I don't even ever worry about them commenting again. And I'm pretty sure that they don't know that they just keep commenting and they think they're being ignored or whatever. Is my understanding of it. You alright, bud? You alright, bud? Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. Live edged wood. It's my new thing. Buster's envious. Okay, so I gotta tell you, Buster, I'm rolling out something tonight that's gonna be pretty cool. I have been doing YouTube for 6 years. I have over 800,000. I'm working on 900,000 views. It's hours and hours and hours of people watching me and my dog play, and never, only once or twice have I seen someone actually go out and build a house and a houseboat and live on the water, or go buy an old boat and live on the water. People who watch my channel haven't turned it into, well, I see what you're doing, I'm going to do it. There's only one or two people out of the whole thing. So my thought is I'm gonna start letting people use this boat. If you're on my channel and you're watching it and it's something you think you would want to spend a weekend on this boat, I'm gonna start having access to it and letting people rent it. Um, and I'm really thinking about building a couple more and letting people use them. And in my mind, the perfect situation would be that you come to my marina with your kayak or your canoe, or you rent a kayak or canoe from me, and I give you a map, and you follow the map to find where the boat is on an island, and you spend a week out there, and then you boat back when you're done to the marina. And I feel like a lot of people need the Tom Sawyer Huck Finn thing in their life for at least a week or a weekend, and it would make everyone realize that you don't need to be on your phone, or you don't need to, spend a whole bunch of money to enjoy yourself. You could just kayak out into the wilderness with a tent, you know. But this is a little more than a tent. Not much more. You're still using a bucket, but not much more than a tent. So I'm ready. All right, Buster. I told you you would like that. Yeah. So that episode's gonna go live tonight. I always throw them out a little after 4, and yeah, I just want to roll that out. I don't. I'm gonna. After a year or a little bit of time, where I'm running it out to people who are my subscribers, and I can, basically not only trust them with the boat, but also understand the process of getting someone on the boat, taking them to an island. Maybe having people that don't know how to drive a boat at all. I would specialize in that, where I'm showing them exactly what to do. I don't want to run over too much of the episode that comes out tonight, but I like the idea of getting people who have never been on a boat to go spend a weekend in the wilderness on an island and realize just how cool it is, and you don't have to spend very much money to do that kind of a trip. Be kind of cool. So let me look at these. Let me catch up with these. Ready for that? I have never seen it. Awesome. Wishing you a happy spring. Eric Jones. On the Cumberland River, okay. Going down to Louisiana this summer. Well, I've done that in my boat. I've done that in my boat, in my sailboat, so that was a beautiful trip. Beautiful trip. No, you can't have river. However, though, if I was going to bring you out, river would probably be in the boat when I take you out onto the island. There probably will be some. And if I come check on you, honestly, I could see people who are retired and feel that they don't have the agility to be able to do this type of thing, use this service where I come out, I put the boat out, you drive on the boat with me, I'll put it on the island, do all the work, and then you just spend the weekend reading books and sitting in hammocks, and then I come get you. So people who have never done something like this, I would love to get them into it, where when they sit back over their lifespan, the 1 or 2 week vacation that they have that they remember is going to be something that is in moonshine in this boat. It would be really cool. That'd be a cool thing. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to jump out of here. 25 minutes of me talking. I have never talked that long in my life. I usually have to put together 3 days worth of videoing to get this much talking. So I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to be quiet for an entire day to make up for that. So, thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate it. Check out the episode later tonight. If you are bored and you don't have anything to do, my season 0 and my season 1 is me living in an RV going across this whole country with River as a puppy, and they're great videos, and some of them, there's only 13 or 14 people who have ever watched them, and they're 30 minutes long, and I put weeks into editing them. So to me, when I watch them, I'm frustrated that no one finds them. But if you don't like being out in an RV and you only like houseboating, I can understand why you would watch season 2 and season 4. So yeah, you guys have a good day. It was really, really cool hanging out with you. I'm gonna do this more often. I was scared before to do it. Shanna jumping on made me nervous as heck. So like maybe actually, but other than that, this is not that bad. So I'm gonna get out of here before I talk myself to death. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.